With the NHL All Star game now in the rearview mirror, all eyes are on the Carolina Hurricanes and what they're going to do at the trade deadline. Plus, the ice for the Stadium Series has finally been delivered, and we're going to preview just what the Stadium Series event is going to do for the city of Raleigh. All that in this episode of Locked On Hurricanes.
You're Locked On Hurricanes, your daily podcast on the Carolina Hurricanes. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hey there, Caniacs. I'm your host, Jared Ellis, and you're listening to Locked On Hurricanes on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And as always, thank you for making Locked On Hurricanes your first listen of this Tuesday afternoon. And this episode is once again brought to you by the lovely folks over at FanDuel Sportsbook, official sportsbook of Locked On. Make every moment more. Visit fanduel.com/locked-on today to get started. And as I mentioned, All-Star Weekend is now in the rear view mirror, but we are going to quickly recap that. Obviously, Andrei Svechnikov and Brind'amour were representing the Carolina Hurricanes for the Metropolitan Division. Rod, back-to-back years of being the head coach of the Metro Division team. This is Andrei's first year, and this was a really fun weekend. And from all I've seen, online, folks that went, they had fun. And at the end of the day, that's all you can ask for. Obviously, All Out Boy fan, I enjoyed seeing them perform as well. And the All Star jerseys this year were some of the best ones they've had in quite some time. I definitely want to try to get an Andrei one at some point. I was looking online last night, sold out. So hopefully they'll come back in stock soon. Maybe they'll have something at the Eye or on Carolina Pro Shop, or whatever, really wanted to get one of those. But one thing, with this was Andrei, he was in the fastest skater competition, which at the time, a lot of people were really questioning that. Like, what? Him in that competition? It just didn't make sense. It didn't feel like a fit. And, he said, that he didn't really have any expectations going into this. And then he went and won the dang thing, posting a competition best of 13.69 seconds. Very, very nice for Andrei there. And, it with that skills competition win, it's just an all-star game skills competition. So it's not like a super, super big deal. But it is pretty cool that the Hurricanes now in 3 straight all-star game skill competitions have had winners. Last year was Sebastian Aho winning the accuracy, and then back in 2020 with Jacob Slavin winning that same one. So really proud of the guys and what they accomplished. The Metro team did eventually, during the All-Star games themselves, lose to the Atlantic Division 10-6. Atlantic went on to win the whole thing. And we did get to hear from Andrei, both after the game itself and after the skills competition. We're going to hear what he had to say after the skills competition, because this is what I'm having the most fun with. This is, again, no one expected him to win this. He didn't expect it, and we got to hear from him after that competition. And this is what Andrei had to say after he won that fastest skater competition.
Well, what was that like?
It was a lot of fun, to be honest. Obviously, in the beginning, you're kind of nervous about it, but after, the boys make it easy, and you kind of just chill with everyone and talk with everyone, and it was a fun day.
Were you more relaxed for the final because you had done it once, or?
Yeah, actually, I was just like a little nervous, kind of in the beginning, first time, but whatever I went there, just skate a little bit. I was actually fine after that. So.
kept calling yourself lucky. Do you believe that?
That's what I always do, you know. I think so. Yeah, I do believe that.
So, what makes it the luck to make you win? There's a lot of
I
skill.
don't know. Well, it's a little bit of luck as well, and also, you know, just try to go out there and go fast as I can.
How do you end up in an event like this? Do they tell you which one to do? Do you say, I'd like to do fastest skater? How does it work?
No, I actually got to know that 3 days ago. They told me I'm gonna go is a faster skating, and I was pretty pumped.
You're pumped?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. It's kind of it's hard at the time because you don't warm up really well, you know, and it's kind of scary too as well, you know, like you can pull something, but you know, thank God I was fine, and I just was hoping to not fall out there. So that's only one thing I was worried about it.
Did you ask anyone for advice?
No, not really. Not really. Yeah.
When you heard that Connor McDavid wasn't participating, were you relieved?
No, he would definitely beat me. That's for sure. So that's where I got lucky.
What's this experience been like for you, just being here and being among the other All Stars?
Yeah, you know, obviously it's the first time, and I mean it's lots of fun. Spend a few days with the best players in the world, and just be around them, and it's been lots of fun for sure.
Are you looking forward to the game tomorrow to be a part of that?
Yeah. You know, it's going to be another exciting day, and you know, I can't really wait for that. It's going to be fun playing 3-on-3.
Have you watched it?
Yeah. I've been watching the previous ones for sure.
What do you think when you've watched and now, like, what it?
Yeah, I mean it's a 3-on-3 game, and there's lots of skill, and you kind of got to use your skill, and that's all about it.
Do you know who you're going to play with yet?
I don't know yet.
Rod hasn't told you?
No, I didn't talk with him about it, so we'll see.
Do you think Rod is going to be very intense for this, or is he going to be relaxed?
No, I'm sure he's going to be very relaxed and just, you know, going to try to have fun, and that's what everyone trying to do here.
What does Rod look like relaxed?
I mean, like everyone, you know, laughing and just talking with everyone, and don't really care, you know. That's
Doesn't have enough.
sometimes, yes, sometimes, yeah.
Did you used to watch Fastest Skater when you would watch from home when you were before?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of never like was focusing on that, but yeah, I watch highlights, you know, like today I would go on the social media a little bit, and you know, there's going to be popped out, like that's what in the previous years I would do too.
Did you and Fiala say anything to each other before the final?
Yeah, I should wish him a good luck before, and yeah, he wished me back, I think so, yeah.
Is there anything that stands out from the weekend so far that you've experienced, you know, for the first time, as being an All-Star and stuff like that, away from the ring?
Yeah, I mean, just you know, like I said, it's lots of fun, and you know, being in Florida as well, and spend these couple of days with the best players, and I think just everything over. You know, these 3 days, you don't realize like how many people you meet and how many players you meet in these 3 days. But I'm sure I'm gonna kind of realize that like after maybe a week or so. Yeah.
A lot of Russian guys on the Metro team,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. I'm excited to meet with them as well, because I kind of never had a chance to meet with them because I've never played for a national team or something like that. You know, I was young at that time, and yeah, I'm very pumped to meet with them.
Sergei Ovechkin have a future?
Yeah. I mean, I think so. Yeah, that's for sure.
Did you have an idea of the time you would be able to get tonight?
What's up?
You had an idea of the time you would be able to do before the event tonight?
What do you mean,
Like the fastest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think so. You know.
Under 14 seconds?
Yeah, I was I didn't know how much I'm gonna get it, you know, and like I said, I tried to go fast as I can, and you know, after I said, and yeah, it was fun.
A little bit of an obscure question, but the women who competed tonight, what did you think of how they did?
Yeah, they were unbelievable. I remember the one shot they took, and it was crossbar. It was heavy shot, like, you know, and yeah, it was lots of fun seeing them out there, and you know, yeah.
And just this is kind of a little off topic. Did you happen to see the shot by the 14-year-old Slovakian girl who basically replicated your Michigan?
Yeah, I don't think so, really.
You didn't see that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, there's lots of people trying to do Michigan right now, and you know, I see that every day, to be honest.
So obviously, you know, a lot to digest from Svech, but again, I'm glad he had fun, and I'm glad he won his competition. And now All-Star weekend is behind us. The Hurricanes have a significant break still ongoing. They don't play again until this Saturday. So Andre, he can rest up from All-Star game. Other guys can take some time to rest, relax, recharge, heal anything. If you remember, we were talking about Jacob Slavin, right before the break of him continuing to sit and them using this extended break to get him healthy. And that's the biggest thing right now for the Hurricanes. Rest, recharge, get healthy, and be ready for the next game on Saturday. It's going to be here before we know it, and I'm very much looking forward to it. But in the meantime, since the All-Star game or over that weekend, Max Pacioretty, he was officially placed back on long-term injured reserve, and that frees up quite a bit of cap space. And I'm going to look at a couple of moves that have been rumored around for the Hurricanes, and we will do that right after this quick break, folks. Now, the Carolina Hurricanes, they got a while before they play again. And if you're wanting to place a bet on that next game against the Rangers, do so with FanDuel Sportsbook. We're really, really excited to tell you about our new sports betting partner for Locked On because they're the number one sportsbook in America. And that's FanDuel. And if you're new to FanDuel, that's even better. They have so many great features to make betting on sports fun and easy. Download FanDuel now so you can bet on Super Bowl 57 with a no sweat first bet. You'll get up to $3,000 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. FanDuel lets you bet on everything from the money line to point spreads to who will score a touchdown. And again, the Hurricanes, they got their games coming up. You have WWE's Elimination pay-per-view coming up. Whatever you are wanting to bet on, FanDuel has you covered. And best of all, the FanDuel Sportsbook app is safe, secure, and super easy to use. And best of all, you can get paid your winnings instantly. You ain't got to wait around. If you win $50, you can get your $50 right then and there. So join to FanDuel today at FanDuel.com/locked on to claim your no sweat first bet on Super Bowl 57. That's FanDuel.com/locked on. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Now, folks, Max Pacioretty is officially back on long-term injured reserved, and obviously this sucks. It sucks big time. We're all super excited. He got to come back early, and in the couple weeks, he was on the roster. Yeah, he was looking really, really good, and everyone was really enjoying watching him. He was playing really well, like I said, and he was essentially going with his cap hit. He was essentially going to be the trade deadline hit or move or cap hit, whatever you want to call it. That was gonna be him. And now, shortly before I hit record here, I looked on Cap Friendly just to see now that that has been done of what cap room the Hurricanes are going to have. And this is from maybe about 20-25 minutes ago. The Hurricanes are going to have $10,106,667 in cap space to use at this trade deadline. Now, big thing here, we're gonna do full, deep dives, into trades, between now and the deadline itself. So this is just a real quick rundown of some of the big names that are kind of swirling around right now, and there are two for me that are no's, and that's Jonathan Taves and Patrick Kane. No. If it was 10 years ago, then sure. But these guys are well past their primes. They are dealing with injuries. Remember Patrick Kane, coming off of hip surgery. Jonathan Taves, his best days are about the best days for these guys are well behind them. And I'm not saying that they couldn't bring anything to the table. I mean, you look at Brent Burns, we brought him in. He's almost 40 years old, and he's being an active contributing member of the roster. So I'm not saying an older guy can't do that, and you never know. Maybe they make that move, and for one of those guys, and it does work out. But just on the surface, I don't want these. These are not going to be guys that could stick around for the next 5 years or so and be a part of Stanley Cup runs. These guys, they probably got 2, maybe 3 years left in them, and that's gonna be it. These guys are at the tail end of their careers, and they carry massive hits. If it was, and this is at the deadline too. They're still coming off these $8-9 million cap hits. Maybe in free agency, if you could get them on a real cheap deal, that'd be one thing. But right now at the deadline, no, I do not want these guys, and it's again just not a move that I'd be interested in making. Yeah, it would grab headlines because they are big names, but again, I don't see them filling that void. The Hurricanes need a pure goal scorer to fill in for Max Pacioretty, and again, 10 years ago, sure, but this is 2023, not 2013, and I just don't see that being a smart move for the Hurricanes. And another name that was kind of circled around back in the offseason, but it really quieted down this season was Vladimir Tarasenko from St. Louis. And during the offseason, it really looked good. He's coming off of multiple 30-goal season. He had that one, 4-goal season, where he was hurt and whatnot. But, at the time, it was looking like it could be that could be a move that they could do. But and he has hinted that his time in St. Louis could be coming to an end, but he has full no move, and so he would have to approve for the Hurricanes or whoever else, whether it could literally be anyone. He would have to okay that, and obviously the Hurricanes are an attractive destination right now with how good they're playing, so I could see that. But he's another guy wrong side of 30, some injury stuff, and so far this season it hasn't been up to his level that he had kind of set for himself. And again, it kind of could be just the season. Everyone has ups and downs. Martin Necas last year, so it's not one I would be totally opposed to, but it would be one that, again, with his cap hit, would it be the best move? I mean, they're gonna have move. All these guys are going to talk about. They have the cap space. They have the cap space for Jonathan Toews. They have the cap space for Patrick Kane. They have the cap space for Vladimir Tarasenko. So everything could work, and they could do one of these guys, or you never know. They could do another guy that doesn't cost as much, and they say do 2 moves or whatever, and I think one thing the Hurricanes need to do is they need to be more active at the deadline. And the other name that intrigues me the most is the one that the fans seem to want the most is Timo Meyer, from San Jose. That's the one for me. That's the most attractive move, and I think that could be arguably probably the most likely. I feel like he would fit the best for the Hurricanes. And then, if I remember correctly, he's still pretty young. We're going to look to see how old he is. I want to say he's around my age, if I remember correctly. Timo Meyer is 26 years old. Yeah, my age. So he could be a move that the Hurricanes could do at the deadline, and then at the end of the season, maybe look at some form of an extension, or another name that the Hurricanes were sort of linked to, Bo Horvat from Vancouver. he eventually got traded to the New York Islanders over the weekend and signed that big 8-year extension with them. Maybe the Hurricanes do something similar with Meyer. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I feel like he would fit the best for the Hurricanes. But regardless of these moves, whether it's Kane, Taves, Meyer, Tarasenko, especially Meyer, the Hurricanes, they're gonna have to give up something, and that's gonna be something that fans probably won't like them giving up. I know in quite a few Meyer trades, proposed trades, Seth Jarvis has been in there. I don't see that happening. I think the Hurricanes, uh, had he not made that NHL jump the way he did, then maybe, he could be a prospect that get traded. But considering he had defied all expectations and went straight from juniors to the NHL and has been what seems like a core piece for the team, I don't see him being moved at all. But again, there's gonna have to be someone that gets moved. It's just gonna be a matter of who, and whenever this again, we're just gonna look at San Jose. You're giving up a young player like that with a lot of potential, and that's already really good. Yikes! You're gonna have to give up stuff, and there's likely probably gonna be an NHL player you got to give up. Probably a couple prospects, some draft picks. Meyer, you're definitely gonna have to give up at least one first round pick. But we'll at the end of the day, we'll just have to wait and see for this stuff because, again, we were thinking, okay, we're probably in the running for Bo Horvat. Not anymore. Not anymore. So we're just going to have to wait and see because literally, I could hit stop recording hour later. Oh, Carolina Hurricanes have traded for so and so. And, I think, one thing the Hurricanes also have to keep in mind with a guy like Meyer, if they make that trade and they go for an extension, you got guys that are coming up in free agency. Jordan Stahl's an unrestricted free agent at the end of the season. Jesper Fast, Derek Stepan, Frederick Anderson, Calvin DeHaan, Antti Ranta, Dylan Coughlin's a restricted free agent. Like, there's going to be guys that you're going to want to bring back and re-sign. Jordan Stahl, Jesper Fast for sure. You got figure they're going to make a move for at least one of those goalies as well to bring them back as well. And then you got more guys here as the years progress coming up at the end of their contract. So the Hurricanes got to be smart, given salary cap's going to go up, over the next few years. But it's going to be an interesting next few weeks as to what the Hurricanes end up deciding to do. They always say, at the deadline, they like their team and blah, blah, blah. But I do feel they have room to be aggressive. They need to be aggressive. Again, Max Pacioretty, like I said at the top of this segment, he was going to be the trade deadline acquisition with his cap hit. That was going to be him. Now it's not. You got to fill that void of goals being scored. Excuse me, got tongue tied there. They got work to do, and I'm not saying the guys on the roster can't fill that void. They've done a hell of a job doing it, but they got to be aggressive, and it's gonna be maybe one of these names I mentioned today. Maybe it'd be one I mentioned, as the weeks go on. Maybe it's going to be one that nobody has mentioned. A name that no one linked to the Hurricanes at all. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But before we get to that, before the trade deadline hits, is the Stadium Series. And yesterday afternoon, the ice was finally delivered. And they're, as we speak, working on Carter Finley Stadium right now, getting it prepped and ready. And we're going to talk about the Stadium Series and what it can do for the economy of Raleigh right after this quick break, folks. Now, folks, multivitamins are super, super important, especially this time of the year. And our partner, Athletic Greens AG1, is just that, folks. With AG1, you're absorbing 75 high quality vitamins and minerals and food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help start your day off right. And it's just one scoop in a cup of water every day, so nothing too crazy. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. All of these things. So, folks, AG1, as you know, it is lifestyle friendly. It is, whether you eat keto, paleo, vegan, dairy free, gluten free, it has got you covered. And it contains less than 1 gram of sugar and no GMOs, no nasty chemicals or artificial anything, while still tasting good. And again, it supports better sleep quality and recovery. It supports mental clarity and alertness. And folks, you're gonna want to be on your A game at the stadium series. You're gonna want to be clued in on everything going on down there on the ice. Athletic Greens can help you out with that, make you alert, follow that puck, whatever you need to do. And again, multivitamins are super, super important, folks. And tons of people take some kind of multivitamin, and it's important to choose one with high quality ingredients so your body will actually absorb it. AG1 is a small micro habit with big benefits. It's one thing you can do every single day to take great care of yourself. And your subscription comes with a year supply of vitamin D, which is super, super important right now to add in during these winter months when we're not going outside as much and getting as much sunlight. Now, folks, right now it is time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. Like I said, that is it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. And to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1 year supply of immune supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/NHL network. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/NHL network to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Now, folks, diving into the stadium series again, ice delivered yesterday afternoon. Great. They're starting to take up the field there at Carter Finley, get stuff laid out. If you're on social media at all, I'm sure you've seen some of these progress pics of this. And it's going to be really, really cool. I'm really excited to see what they do down there. And it's going to be really fun. And one thing, with this, the Hurricanes and the NHL as well are going all out for this. And it's not just the stadium series that's going on, over the course of, this weekend, and really week as a whole. Yeah, they're jam packing, this week, and it's expected to bring in a lot of revenue for the city. The stadium series alone is estimated. I saw this. It was one of the city of Raleigh accounts. Yeah, I forget which one on Twitter. Estimated to bring in over $12 million. That is just the stadium series. That's not all the events surrounding it, like the Fan Fest downtown the day before. Yeah, it's a free Fan Fest. They're shutting down if you are familiar with Raleigh, they're shutting down the entirety of Fayetteville Street and having stuff going on all day long, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Like, they're going all out. Like, me and my family, we'll be at that. I'm really excited to see the Stanley Cup. I might cry when I see it because it'll be my first time seeing it in person. But you think about all that, and like, you got all these folks, these businesses surrounding Fayetteville Street, or even on Fayetteville Street. I know, long time listener, goes by Cieli on Twitch. She works at, bar there on Fayetteville Street. I don't know if she's working there, that particular day, but foot traffic, just coming in, getting a drink, getting a bite to eat, or whatever. like that's gonna bring in a crap ton of money. And then you have that concert that night at PNC Arena. Hootie and the Blowfish, not my cup of tea, but you got that show that night. Then you got the game itself. And then you also have state and Carolina college basketball games. That's going to bring in quite a big audience. Then, God, what else do you have going on? And then you also have won't bring in as much, but then you have NC State and UNC hockey playing at Carter Finley Stadium after the Stadium Series that Monday. And there is so many events going on, just in this week. There's a concert I'm going to that Thursday as well. Just that week, there's so much going on here. It is insane, and it's going to be great for the city. It's going to bring a lot of eyes onto Raleigh and just what they got going on. And one thing, with this, when I saw, that number, of that estimated revenue, I just thought about how, you know, with all the renovations coming to PNC Arena and the way Tom Dundon and company is wanting to build up and it's going to be building up the area around PNC Arena, it just made me think of a few years down the road of maybe not necessarily another stadium series, but an all-star game. The all-star game coming back to Raleigh. And then you have the draft coming back to Raleigh and them hosting more events. Again, when the arena, renovations are going to be done, that's going to be great. And I'm really excited to see what it looks like. Obviously, I think we all are. But you do that, you're gonna wanna show that off to the league, and you remember a while back, when some of these, plans were starting out, talked with Kenton from Locked On Wolfpack, our PNC Arena roomies, figure, "Hey, probably going ACC may want to do some stuff there as well," and, it's gonna be an attractive destination for stuff, for the NHL, for the ACC, NCAA. And then especially, as they build up the area around it, where, it's not just, the Wendy's, the gas station, Backyard Bistro, Bojangles. I know there's that shopping center thing across on Edwards Mill. I've never been over in it, but I know there's that stuff over there. And there's some stuff, but leaves a lot to be desired. It's not like, Bridgestone in Nashville, where you walk out and oh, there's everything, or Madison Square Garden. It's not one of those, and I'm really excited for it to be the case of you you're pre-gaming, at, somewhere other than Backyard Bistro or the parking lot. You're doing that. You walk over, and then or say you go to a matinee game, you walk out like, "Oh, rather than just going to Backyard Bistro or, you know one of the fast food restaurants, oh, let's go here, let's go there." Like, there's a decision to be made, and I'm really excited, for this. And again, I feel that whenever this is done, I feel that the Hurricanes and Tom Dundon, they're really going to make a push to be hosting another event like this. And then after everything is said and done, and you look at the amount of revenue generated, I also think that's going to be something that the city's going to be really happy with. The team, the league. I think it's going to be really, really freaking cool, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. Obviously, for the game and the events surrounding it, of course, but again, 5 years from now, when everything is said and done, or at least for the most part, I know it's not gonna be a construction project that's done in a summer or anything like that, but you know, 5 years from now, when we're really seeing, what that area is looking like, of them making another push for an all-star game, for a draft, for another stadium series, or whatever it may be, it's gonna be really freaking cool, guys. I'm really excited. I'm excited to go on that journey with you guys, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really, really fun, guys. And yeah, it it's definitely making you happy to be a Hurricanes fan. When just so long for so many years, everyone was making all these jokes about them, the relocation jokes, no fans, yada yada yada, and now they're hosting big events, like the Stadium Series, and they're going all out again. It's not just, oh, here's the game, that's it. No, they've really outdone themselves, and thinking about it, 5, 6 years from now, when you have that area built up around PNC Arena, obviously downtown is going to be super fun, but that's not like super close to the arena. You could still 5, 6 years from now, yeah, you still say close down Fayetteville Street, for a day or whatever, and then say like, yeah, you close that down for a day, then you got you know the stuff, all around. You got other stuff going on closer to the arena as well. It's gonna be super fun, guys. I'm really looking forward to what the future holds. I'm looking forward to what that Stadium Series weekend looks like next weekend. It's going to be really fun. I hope to see a lot of you guys there. But in the meantime, make sure you are following the show on Twitter and Instagram at LO_Hurricanes and myself on Twitter at Jared Ellis _96. And I would talk to you guys in the next episode. Let's go, Canes.